I'm Soric,
I'm Kaz.
and I'm wearing a Gwen Spider onesie.
He is. I've been a Yakuza fan for quite a few years now.
And
Yes, I, not we.
Well, I have been a Yakuza observer for a few years now.
My very first game in the series, and somewhat his very first game in the series, was Judgment.
I watched you play Judgment, and you played Judgment, so who had the more fun experience?
Me? You did like 200 consecutive wall kicks.
I got the achievement. CP.
And it remains our favourite game of the series to this day.
Judgment did many things right. The one I'd like to focus on is a single mechanic.
One, I believe, elevated the game above all other games in the series, the Mortal Wound system.
Now, Kaz, as our Yakuza expert, you have played every game, is that correct, Kaz?
Yes, sir, it is entirely correct. Shoves glasses up arse.
So Kaz, as our Yakuza expert who's completed every game, done every sub story, and every fight and quest.
Yeah.
Could you explain to us in detail what the Mortal Wound system is?
No.
Okay, guys, thanks for watching. I'm
going to pull up a picture here that says all of the words. I'm not going to read it word for word, but basically the Mortal Wound system is when Yagami takes mortal damage or severe damage from weapons such as swords or guns. When an enemy has a furious aura around them, they land, special attacks.
It can also just come from certain enemies who are strong enough.
Yeah, like guns do it all the time,
Yeah.
regardless of that.
Like the Keihin gang, the guy you fought in the video.
Yes.
He can do it if he hits you.
So when you get hit with this severe damage, your health bar becomes chained off with these red chains.
Like zoomed in bit right here.
Yes.
Little sliver right there.
These chains prevent you from getting that health back. It's permanent. There are only two ways to undo the chains.
One,
you can visit the doctor in the sewers, who charges you a flat rate of 20,000.
or two,
You can buy one of three types of various medkits from him, each medkit undoing a certain amount of this chained off health.
and I think the base price for those, it starts around 20,000.
40,000, I think,
it
was the
40?
cheapest one.
Okay, 40,000 for the smallest one, so it's not cheap. It's pretty expensive.
These are very expensive items, especially when you've started the game off. You can't afford to be going around and undoing this willy-nilly. You have to savour it sometimes and just hold on to that.
Yeah, from like a new playthrough, you're as poor as Yagami is. You don't start the game with much money.
Yeah, you're exactly in his position, money-wise. And that's what makes it funny, is my very first playthrough. He came in and saw this once. I had been in so many fights, but I didn't want to waste my money on a medkit. So my health was literally a slither, and everything else was red.
Yeah,
He literally told me off and made me go and get a medkit.
Yeah, because you had so little health, and you were, albeit granted, you were not getting hit, but watching this health, I think it was a good, while, an hour or more I was watching this. And it was like, go and fix it.
Yeah. I wasn't dying, though, I'll tell you that much.
He wasn't dying, but
I'm fucking good.
there was a lot of dodging. So the Mortal Wound system permanently/temporarily locks off some health. So why is this system genius? Tell us, Kaz, why do you think this system changes the game?
Yagami is why.
He's gorgeous.
He's absolutely gorgeous. If I met the guy in real life, I'd offer him a nice day out.
I'd like a handshake.
Hand job. Yagami is very different from every protagonist in the series, be it Kiryu, Sajima, Majima, Akiyama, Ichiban. They've all got one thing in common that Yagami doesn't have. They're gods. They're indestructible gods.
Yeah. Some of them, like Kiryu and Sajima especially, they're like untouchable, undefeatable gods. The other people, yeah, they can take a beating every so often, but they still kick ass. It's like, oh, there's 100 men, blocking my path to said person. I'm just gonna fight my way through it, and they do.
Like in Yakuza 5, when Akiyama takes on Yakuza's version of Tombstone.
Yeah, just Brickman. Or just like any of those sections, you get in Yakuza games where it's like, oh, you have to fight your way through that sort of thing. That's the type of stuff the other protagonists do on a regular basis. Yeah, especially the main protagonist, Kiryu.
Yeah, absolutely. And Yagami doesn't do that. Yagami is a vulnerable human individual.
Yeah. Not to say that the game's completely devoid of those moments. But
yeah. He does fight his way through some situations.
But he fights when his back's against a wall. It's like, he'll fight in two situations. One, if he thinks he can win. So typically a one-on-one, but not always. Or if his back's against... He's got no choice. You can't run, you can't escape. You have to fight.
One scene I'm going to put up now demonstrates just how vulnerable Yagami really is. This is a scene from Chapter 2 of the game, using the villain Hamura, who is a personal favourite in the series of mine.
Yeah, I love Hamura. Not as a person, he's an absolute bastard.
He's a knobhead.
A fucking wanker.
But he's the kind of guy I wouldn't say it to his face.
I mean, oh, sir, wait, oh, have £5.
Have my brother.
Oh, you want that cigarette lit? Yes, sir. Starting a campfire. That's what I do, like the twigs. I'll light that cigarette for you, sir. Don't you worry.
Anything for you, Mr. Hamura, sir?
But the thing is, Hamura is such a good villain for Yagami, and this plays into the video here, but to someone like Kiryu, and he's who I'll keep referencing because he is the main protagonist. Even fair, in 7 and 8, he's the main protagonist. He won't die. But someone like Kiryu, if Hamura threatened Kiryu like he does to Yagami in this, Kiryu would just kick the shit out of him, and that would probably be the end of his story. Like, maybe he'd come back, and he'd like Kuze, in Zero, but he'd just keep kicking the shit out of him.
Yeah, Hamura and Kuze feel like very same-level villains to me, except the difference is the way the protagonist handles them, because Yagami is not Kiryu.
Yeah, he's not this god of a man who's like flawless technique and battle experience can just pull him through anything.
Yeah, just a 20-year-old kid who doesn't know shit, just beating the shit out of everyone in his path. Yagami's already like around 40 years old in the first game.
Yeah, something.
And he's still getting his ass kicked at every turn if he's not careful.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's just Hamura is like he's basic Yakuza really, like compared to like other Yakuza villains. Hamura's pretty basic. But to Yagami, he's just as threatening as like, what's that guy in Zero with the dragon tattoo?
I can never remember his name.
That's a bad example. Well, I don't know. Any of the last villains like Mine or people like that, like the big threats of the game.
I think his name's Shibusawa, but I'm not. Don't quote me on that.
But dude, that's what Hamura is to Yagami, which I think again it plays into this humanizing aspect. If you can't tell, we love this game.
Now, it might sound like that's all rambling, but in actual fact, that has to do with the mortal wound system. Because Yagami, as we've just shown in the story, is the kind of person who gets hurt, who can't just fight his way through. And the mortal wound system makes the player see that by having to be like Yagami.
Yeah, it's like, if you're going to take some serious damage, like, again, Kiryu, you could whack Kiryu down, like punch him, shoot him and everything, as the games typically do in the end, and he gets back up and just kills you anyway. He's like, Kiryu gets shot twice in Yakuza 2, gets up, beats up Ryuji, and then is fine at the end.
Or cut to that scene from Yakuza 0 where Kiryu gets shot 3 times and is okay.
Yeah, and it's like, Yagami can't do that. He's not that type of protagonist. If Yagami got shot, be like, oh!
If you've played Judgment on Legend difficulty, you can take one bullet and it will take off almost all of your health.
Yeah, that's boom, chained.
Yeah. So you can basically sustain only like one more hit after that, and then you're down for good.
Yeah, so
and it's so humanizing.
A certain, what's it called? Keihin?
The Keihin gang, or something like that.
Certain member of the Keihin gang right there, who fires at me with 2 guns.
Yeah, 2 guns and several grenades. You have to go into that fight with a couple medkits.
Yeah, but like that's the best part about Yagami, and one of the reasons we bring this up is because they took away the system in Lost Judgment.
Yeah, that really disappointed me when I played the game.
I think it made it too easy.
Plus all the juggling nonsense.
Yeah, but I don't know, it's like, it fits thematically because he's a stronger person in that game and he is more confident. But it was such a cool thing. It's like a cool little mechanic in a game that added so much to like the character. It's like, you can get hurt, but like Yagami, you can't necessarily pay for the treatment.
Yeah. So, like me in my first playthrough, you'll have to let injuries build up until you're willing to fork over that kind of cash, or until you can. And it puts you in the exact same shoes as Yagami. You and Yagami become one and the same. You have to think like him. You have to pick fights carefully, run away from fights if you can't deal with it. And it's really, really immersive.
Yeah,
it really puts you in those little sneakers of his.
Kind of puts you in like two positions where it's like, okay, you got to think like Yagami was. You got to be skillful. It's like you can go into a fight if you think you can do it without getting hurt or hit. Or you could try and avoid fights because guess what? Yagami just doesn't have the cash.
I remember on my Legend run of the game, even though it was New Game Plus, so I'd got cash and shit. Even still, on Legend, a random group of enemies could simply just swamp you, when they pull out a secret gun or something. So sometimes you just had to run from fights. It was like, okay, I don't want to deal with that. Those people can pull out guns. Nah.
Yeah, I mean, you have to think like Yagami does. It's like, okay, I'm already hurt. I could be more hurt if I would just run into fights recklessly. Like in every other Yakuza game, you can just run into fights, beat people up, and then just drink a stamina spork. And you're good to go. But in this game, it's like, if your health gets chained off, you don't get it back.
Yeah, if you don't have a med kit, and you're in one of those long fighting sections, it's like, nah, you have to be careful, because any the health that goes is gone.
Yeah, like Yagami, he's like, he picks his fights carefully. You have to do the same, especially at the beginning of the game.
Now, I understand a lot of players didn't like the system because they found it annoying, and I can understand why you would think that.
It just means you're bad at the game.
It's undeniable that there's so much good the system brought to Yagami as a character. And one other thing about Yagami I'd like to mention is his reliance on teammates.
Yeah, Yagami needs allies. That's one of those plot points I remember, because Yakuza, it's not written very well.
That's fair.
I'm not a Yakuza fan, I'm not going to lie. But there's like all the games, like Kiryu builds up allies and then goes in alone, and someone's always like, you need friends, Kiryu. And he's like, yeah.
It's like, yeah, Yakuza 6 has that moment where it's like, oh, if only I had allies by my side to deal with this problem.
You've had 5 games of them.
Yeah, and instead he turns to a group of random people who were sucked.
Yeah, a random group on an island who only 2 of them get any time.
And one of them didn't understand how condoms worked.
Or maybe he did, and he didn't want to tell Kiryu, the big angry man.
I don't blame him.
It was me! I mean, he did punch him through a window.
In fairness, I would have punched him through a window because he didn't tell me. Like, I would have been more angry that you were him the whole time and you didn't say anything.
Yeah, but that's just... The thing is, like, Yagami actually needs allies. Like,
there's a scene in the game where Yagami is cornered in an alleyway. He's got thugs coming at him from either side, and Kaito runs in and belly flops on them. He takes them out.
He also brings more thugs, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, it's like, he needs people to get him out of scrapes.
Yeah, and it's like...
Just like that scene, the Hamura one I just put up, it ends, I'm pretty sure, from what I remember, with Kaito coming in to rescue you.
That's things like, without, especially Kaito, but like later in the game, Sugiura and even Higashi, Yagami wouldn't have survived his journey.
Yeah, spoiler for the final fight, Yagami would not have unravelled the mysteries of the ADDC if they hadn't gone to the building with him. He needed every pair of hands for that final fight.
Yeah, it's like, unlike Kiryu, who probably could have done everything alone, and in some cases does, it's like, he needs people. And it's just... Really, it's such a good system. So Kaz, as our resident expert on all things Yakuza, as the fans like to say, could you tell us the conclusion to the things you have said?
I fully 100% believe that the Mortal Wound system made an already great character in Takayuki Yagami into something no other protagonist in the series has ever been. It made Yagami human. It puts the player in his shoes and creates the most immersive experience I've played in any video game to date. That's why I believe the Mortal Wounds system is 100% complete genius.
I see. Can you give me an amen?
I see because I put my glasses on.
Oh, yeah. So, this is our first time doing an essay-style video. I hope you didn't enjoy it, because I hate this type of content.
And I hope you did enjoy it. If you did like this content, please consider giving us a like and subscribing, because we are a very small channel.
Or we may be big.
We're definitely not. And we would greatly appreciate your support. Thank you for your time. And to this day, it remains our favourite game of the entire series.
What, Yakuza?
Yeah, the entire series.
You didn't say Judgment.
Oh, fuck.
Yakuza has been our favourite game.
I made a mistake. Fuck you. Fuck you.
I mean, I don't want to redo that, but I do.
The Yakuza 5 for quite some years now.
Oh, no, you can't just skip past that.